This is Leetcode number 386, Lexicographal numbers. We have an input, which is going to be n, which is a number, and then we want the output to be an array of numbers sorted lexicographically. So that means in terms of the dictionary. So you can see here 1 comes before 10, comes before 11, 12, 13, and then we get to 2, and then 3 and 4. So first thing we want to do is we want to define a result array, and that'll be empty. And then we have a recursive function called backtrack. The backtrack starts at I equals 1, and then we have an if check. The base case is if I is greater than n. For example, let's say I is like 100, but n is 13. Then that means our I is too large, and we want to return. If it isn't, then we want to push I into a result. So let's say I is like 1, then we want to push 1 into result. So result would have 1. After that, we would call the backtrack method. We want to call it with I times 10 because lexicographically, 1 is before 10, is before 100, before 1,000, and so on and so forth. So we want to see how far we can get with the input parameter. So say if we did, like if I is 1, then we try backtrack of 10. So backtrack of 10. And then we bring 10 up here, we see, okay, is 10 greater than n, which is 13, and it's not, so we push 10 in. And then that's when we see that result becomes 110. And we continued this, so from here we actually, we basically keep going to the backtrack, right? So we go to 10, and we go to 10, so I is 10, but then we do 10 times 10, which is 100. So if 100 comes here, oh, 100 is actually greater than n, so we want to return. So we come back up to here. And now we have 100, I is 10, and now we do I plus 1. Because if I, which is 10 mod 10, is not 9, 0 is not 9, then we should do 11. So we call backtrack 11. 11 is not greater than 13. We don't return, we push it. So that's where we get the 11. And then we try this. And now it's 110, which is too large. So we come back one level higher. And we have I is 11. 11 mod 10 is 1, which is not 9. So we want to do 12. And this continues until we hit 13. In which case, when 13 is greater than, 13 is not greater than 13. So we do not return yet. We push 13. But we hit here, 13 times 10 is 130, which is too big. So we come back up to this level. 13 mod 10 is not 9. So we try to do 14. Now 14 is greater than this, so we return. So we don't look at that. But now we actually go back to the level of I equals 1 because we've already exhausted the level of 1. We had 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now I is 1. Now 1 plus 1 is 2. So now we kind of are doing the 2 and then 3, 4, and 5. And so, and then at the very end, we want to call backtrack to start off this recursive call. And then very end, return result.